Microphone testing. 1, 2, 3. In the place to be. What's up, everybody? My name is Ty Mysu, and I am going to rapping for you today. Just a little freestyle. But first and foremost, I like to thinking, will the style be uncompared? Forgetting my belt back and helping me promotion my shoes. And just because I will teach them how to make $1 million. Wow, when you hear, you'll be like, wow, I don't believe. So simple. No skill involved at all. I could have fallen down myself. And you know what? What the hell? I don't believe. Check it out though. I was cruising down the street in my mother. Yeah, you can feel it, dog. That's just my baby, dog. I don't give a fuck about the hole. I thought that in the job. I got the fight up to the L's on the phone. Cause I'm losing. Jimmy, breaking all the houses. You always need to keep your daddy in the pocket. Yeah, you can see me. I went around the corner and laughing. See your mama in the hand up. Oh, I'm from dancing. Then I let your nigga watch. Chinese food and cruise. And then I make it summer cause I'm too sick. Singing ignition, shut the gun, do it. Back in my collar, they got 82. From my friend, this first thing is helpful. A lot of people don't like me, but I don't give a fuck. Cause like loyalty is in my family. I wish today was my day. So I get a cheeseburger for 39 cents. And McDonald's, baby, and I wish it was Wednesday, so I can get a hamburger for 49 cents. And McDonald's, Woo!
We'll fight alone.
All right, we live. What's up, Total Riders? Welcome to the weekly edition here or the semi-weekly edition of Turtleboy Live, brought to you by the good folks over at Pure Juice. If you bear with me for just 1 second, we're trying to kind of simulcast this with the podcast, and I'm missing a freaking cord because I'm in a freaking garage right now, of course. But with us tonight is Western Mass Turtle Girl. Say hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back to the show. We had you on, I don't know, a few months ago before all the shit went down with Facebook, I think. I think that's the last time we had you on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so welcome to Turtleboy Sports Forever, our latest page. Oh, and I found the cord, so let me just get this hooked up here because you never know how long these pages will last. So what we do now with all these shows is we upload them all to our iTunes accounts and our SoundCloud account, and let's start recording another file new. Hold on. See if we can figure this out. Don't save that. Let's get a new one. All right, empty project. We're gonna get this started. Choose. Should have done this before. Very unprofessional. And all right, we're going. All right, we're ready to rock. All right, so Turtle Riders, welcome to the edition here of Turtleboy Live. How we like to start off every episode of Turtleboy Live is by having you guys state where you're repping. So if you guys could go over in the comment section and let us know, where are you watching Turtleboy Live from right now? Give you a chance to do that. We always like to see where you guys are from. Let me see how many people we got tuned in right now. Woo. Can you see him coming in, Western Mass Turtle Girl? Can you see people responding? Where are they coming in from right now?
I see on Coleraine.
Coleraine. There we go. All right. Coleraine. People are being smart. New Bedford is always like New Bedford, Webster, Southbridge, terrible places usually. Sometimes there's people from like random places like Georgia. Let's see where we're coming. Cape Cod, Brian's Barn. Where else are we coming from here?
Lancaster,
Whitensville. Let's see, Enfield, Connecticut. Coleraine doesn't have internet. Now, is Willie Lee really from Coleraine? Because every week he does this. He's always like, Coleraine. All right.
I don't even know where that is.
You don't know? Oh. Were you around when Coleraine was an enemy of Turtleboy Sports?
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, Colerain's like north of Greenfield. It's a terrible, terrible place. There's like 1,000 people that live there, and like I think there's like probably less than 1,000 teeth in the town combined. That's all you need to know about Colerain. Nashua's in the house. Shrewsbury's in the house. How many people here are from Shrewsbury tonight? That's what I want to know. How many people are tuning in live from Shrewsbury? Because that's the big story we have on tonight. Drake it. Conway, New Hampshire's in the house. Where else we repping people? Yeah, keep hooking it up with every time you guys hit the like button or comment on this, your entire friends list sees it, right? And then they can come over to the page and they can join in the fun. And we can all have fun together. All right. And that's how we kind of build this page back up again. So
I see a Los Angeles in there.
Los Angeles, huh? Oh, but damn.
Yeah.
Revere, Mass, Norwood, Mass.
Dirty Fitchburg, at least you know it.
Have you been to Fitchburg before?
Yeah, I have been.
What the hell did you go there for?
I looked at the school, and then I was like, nope, not going here.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, so Bill Rick is in the house. All right, Coventry's in the house. So people are starting to pool on in there. Let's get this party started. So let's check out the agenda for tonight. We have on the list here the Springfield Grundlequeef, which a story out of Union Station in Springfield. We'll video at that. We got the Manchvegas Junkopatomus, the newest update in the Leigha Genduso story, and we have the Diane Williamson losing her mind. We kind of had to throw her in the Turtleboy graveyard. And then, of course, a story most of you guys are probably here for, the Shrewsbury Slavemaster story, followed by Ask Turtleboy, in which you guys can ask us pretty much anything. We'll answer to the best of our knowledge, etc. All right, so like I said, feel free to interact the whole time. We got Secretary Turtle manning the Facebook page. She'll be interacting with you people in there. We'll be kind of following along as well. You ready to get this started, Western Mass?
Yep, let's go.
Let's do it. All right, so first up on the agenda is this Grundlequeef. Have you been to the new Union Station in Springfield? They redo it or something?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't go there.
Why do you say it like that?
Huh?
Why do you say it like that?
Because you just don't go to Union Station.
Oh, is it like...
You just don't.
Okay, and I think this video kind of shows why. A fella named Angel Nieves goes down there, and his Facebook page is gone, by the way, because this is what they always do when we blog about him. They just run away and hide. Angel Nieves starts this video, and we don't know what led up to this video, right? All we see is that some asshole is being they're trying to arrest him or do something to him, and let's see what happens. So as you can see there, yo, he's harassing me. He's harassing me.
Springfield police brutality.
Police brutality. They're arresting me.
Look at these little pig ass niggas.
Pig ass in there.
They think they big and bad.
Oh, did you see that? You saw that, right, Western Mass Turtle Girl? Watch it.
Right. I mean, the guy that's filming it.
Oh yeah, we'll get to him in a moment.
Give a shit.
We'll get to him
about police brutality.
Exactly. We'll get to him in one moment. Let's focus on the guy being arrested. Watch what he does here with his head. Ready? Boom! Right in the TV.
Yeah.
Ready?
What are you
And
doing?
one. Boom! Boom!
What are you doing?
I mean, it's actually brilliant.
What? Smashing your own head into a TV is brilliant?
Right.
Why is that?
Because then you could be like, look what they did to me.
Yo, police brutality. Except the problem is it's being caught on film, so that's no good.
No, the real problem is the police officer is wearing a pink shirt under his vest.
What's up with that?
There's no way he's smashing your head into a fucking wall.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
That's a good point. I didn't even notice that. Right. And so this is being filmed by some chud from frickin' Springfield, of course, named Angel Nieves. And when you hear his voice, it's like a deep, manly voice.
I thought the same thing.
Right? It's like you hear him and you're like, yo, what up, my N-word? Like, I was expecting, some grizzled,
Right.
veteran
And
from...
then you found some prepubescent teen.
Yeah,
You were
like
wait.
what the fuck is this? This he was the one making those sounds? Angel Nieves? Like, look at this guy. Look at this creep.
I know. I felt the same way. I'm like, that looks like my little brother 15 years ago.
Did you hear him? I want to play the part where he threatens. So this white lady makes his big mistake of kind of crossing paths with the gangster here. Let's watch.
He's like, I'll fuck your mama too.
Bitch, I'm about to like slap this bitch.
Yeah, watch. Here she comes.
I'm the wrong one, bitch.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
You shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up!
Yo, don't fuck with me. Yo, I'm the wrong one. I'm the wrong one, bitch.
I'm the wrong one, bitch.
I'm that bitch. Move you dumb bitch. The fuck? Like this dumb bitch, I'm about to like slap this bitch too. Go ahead. Yo, bitch, I'm on probation right now.
Oh, that's the best. I love how he said it. Yo, bitch, I'm on probation right now. Like, I was gonna smack you, but I got to piss in a cup.
Right. I'll hold up for another 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, and so like you hear that voice and you're like, what the hell? And then you see this guy and you're like, that's definitely not what I was expecting.
It did not match up.
Like, I'm the wrong one, bitch. You actually look like the right one, kind of. Like, that woman, I bet, he shaves his pits. But he's pretty badass. I mean, he did stand up to cancer. So, fuck off, cancer. You know what I mean?
I know. I
Oh,
mean,
God.
Anybody who does that obviously is redeemed in this situation.
I was expecting a flat brim Chicago Bulls hat. Instead, I found hashtag best couple with another guy, which is perfectly fine. It's just not what I was expecting. Definitely not what
No, not from his deep, sultry voice.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, good
I
God.
was thinking for like, oh, never mind. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But I was thinking something different.
And so then we go down, we see some of the shit he's writing. Uneducated. I'm a college student with a bachelor's degree. Pretty sure if you have a bachelor's degree, you're not supposed to be in college anymore. Thought that's why you went to college, but apparently I was wrong. And then just like, it was your mother, bro. I slapped her with my dick so many times. So that's why he got probation. He smacked this woman with his penis several times. Shut the fuck up, white bitch. You ain't shit, N-word. Plus, you talking about slapping me with your cock. I got a better chance getting slapped with a cucumber. Oh, yeah, so obviously, this person had a productive day down at the train station. I just loved how in that video you heard it wasn't just him. Like, it was everyone. Like, could you imagine being a cop and dealing with
That's
this?
Springfield.
Yeah, apparently, I don't go to Springfield.
You've been here, right?
A couple times, as like an urban safari. I don't go there to freaking.
It really is.
Yeah, like I have no idea.
It's actually Union Station. Come on.
Yeah. I've never. I mean, did they just redo it down there or something? Is it like look nice?
Right. It's supposed to get nicer because they made it prettier, but that's not how it works.
Yeah. The problem is it's still in Springfield. So that's
You can paint. You can put lipstick on a pig, but
yeah, exactly. What time of day was it? Bob Moore says it looks to be broad daylight. The guy was acting like he's going to work. He had a Greenfield Toyota shirt on. And apparently, like after we wrote this blog, they just got bombarded with messages and 1-star reviews. Even though we tell people not to do it, they still do it anyway. But then they emailed us like a day later, and they're like, "Please, we fired him right after this. Can you please take it down?" So another one bites the dust.
well, good for Greenfield Toyota.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, don't stop going there, people.
Yeah, exactly. So they did the right
They
thing.
got rid of the cancer.
Yeah. All right. Next up was Manchvegas Junkopatomus. All right. This is a funny story. So
The grand mal seizure lady.
I know.
love this.
all right. So there's a couple weeks ago, right? February 26th, Manchester Information posts this pull this out here. Posts on their page that there was a crash, right? And some chick smashed into 7 cars, right? Coming out of Taco Bell or something. Hits all these people, is all fucked up, and they end up arresting her, right? And so naturally, instead of hiring a lawyer or fighting it in court, what does she do? She takes it directly to the people on Facebook to proclaim her innocence. So she comes on here and she's all like, where is she? Denise Ann. This is what she goes by on Facebook. It's also funny how they didn't report all the facts. After the arrest, there was a blood tox screen done that came back clean. I was released with no charges due to the fact that I had a grand mal seizure. Is that even, you know what that is? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
What is a grand mal seizure?
It's just another way of saying a seizure.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. It's just a regular seizure. So
it's like a type of seizure. Okay, good. You had one. You probably shouldn't have been driving because usually those are associated with other health problems.
Yeah.
Where you can't drive anyway. But
and
whatever. Anyway,
like,
go on.
Usually it's not your first seizure. You know that this is a problem you have. You probably shouldn't be driving by yourself. But anyway, so it's all a big misunderstanding. I've been admitted to the hospital, okay, to figure out what's wrong. I'll be notifying everyone on this thread that believes they are the ultimate judge, okay, which will definitely not be heroin. So she wanted to make that very clear.
Well, if you put in caps.
Yes.
I mean.
Once you bust out the all caps, you know she means business. So, we go on. You're like, does this look? This chick does not look like she does heroin. Obviously, she looks like she has a third grader's art project on her left arm, and people start calling her out on it. Like she was either drunk or on drugs, and she just goes at it like time after time. She's like, "No, it was a grand mal seizure. I'm sorry, do I know you? Grand mal seizure. Like no doubt about it. Over and over.
Right. She's like, hang on, hold these IVs for a second. I have to respond to these Facebook comments.
Exactly. And so she just wanted to make it clear, like, this was not me. And so then she starts getting into the internet lawsuit business, and she starts talking about she's going to sue Manchester PD and the news for slander. She needs a lawyer. And she's like, do you know how I go about getting this in motion? Like, go to the courthouse in Amherst, on Amherst Street, and talk to the people at the metal detector. It's like, oh, yeah, definitely. So, obviously, she's going to make out over this. It's a big mistake. She's innocent. Free my girl. She's out of work for an undetermined amount of time, which is fine by me. I for one, Western Mass, am shocked that this woman would be, cool with missing work, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I figured, like, she's the kind of woman that you can't get her away from work. Like, she's every day.
I know. She loves getting up every day and going to work.
Exactly. Paying taxes, being a law-abiding citizen, all that stuff.
Probably does pay taxes. Wink, wink.
Yeah, of course. And so you're like, yeah, look at her. You're like, oh, yeah, this chick's totally clean. Totally clean. Anyway, it's then revealed that, like, on her Facebook page, she's been sharing this whole 12-step thing, which I don't see a lot of people sharing the 12-step thing. In the whole, like, I think she used a Facebook filter about, like, this is what the face of recovery looks like, all this shit. You don't see that a lot from people that aren't, they have a history of...
In the 12-step program?
Exactly, yeah. Usually that's reserved for people that actually go through that. And so, luckily, people like Melody Moody are in here having it back. I guess none of you can read. She did have a grand mal seizure, and the brain scans prove that. This stuff cannot be faked. Honey, she literally just wrote that on Facebook. But because somebody wrote it on Facebook, it must be true. I mean, it's remarkable, the thought process.
1 second, though. Seizure can't be faked. I can't just run my car into a bunch of fucking people for no reason because I'm wasted and just call it a grand mal seizure. All right. Okay. Yep, you're right. They can't be faked.
Yeah, that's true too. But we have to take this woman's word for it. She wrote it on the internet, therefore it must be true. I mean, that's this woman's logic, and obviously this woman has, she's a brilliant woman, as you can see from the duck face selfies. most people that do that. It's like the Chicago Bulls hat. It's like the Chicago Bulls hat for women, basically. Fuck you, judgmental women. I know from experience all this shit. All right. So all these people. So because somebody posts something about a 12-step program, it automatically means they're an addict? Yeah, generally, that's what it means, yeah. So anyway, this woman, because she wants to defend herself like this news outlet, the Manchester Information site, comes back strong a couple weeks later. Earlier this week, actually, 1 week later. And they're like, last week there was a multiple car accident on South Willow Street with one driver arrested. She informed the other followers that she was never arrested or charged, and we were wrong. Okay? And I got to respect Manchester Information for this, because I fucking love the whole revenge aspect of this. Like, yo, you want to call us fake news? Okay, we'll get to the bottom of this. Two can play that game. We were just going to forget about you and let this whole thing go away. But if you insist we're lying, now we got to come back stronger. Right? And so now we have received the arrest log, charges, and docket numbers. And so here's the arrest log. Right? There she is being arrested. There is the charges in court. There's the fucking car that she smashed into 7 vehicles with. And it's like, oops. Turns out you can't trust this bride.
All right, can I be a little bit against everything we're talking about right now?
Yes, go.
So, in their description, when they're talking about all this, at the end they said, "And we were wrong." When I had to read that a couple times.
Who said we were wrong? Manchester Information did?
Yeah.
They said that they were.
And I read it like, "And we were wrong." Like they were. She wasn't.
Oh, no. No, but read it. She goes, she informed the followers she was never arrested or charged, and we were wrong. So they're saying that this is what she said, that we were wrong. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the way it was written was a little unclear.
I agree. You got to call them up and call them out in the grammar, Western Mass Girl. Call them up and let them know this is poorly worded.
I'm a writer.
Poorly worded. All right. So people are saying CT scans don't show seizures. They can show the possible cause, an MRI. So you people know a lot more.
They can also pick up alcohol.
Oh, yeah. I don't even think she was drunk. I think she was just high. Was she drunk? I don't even know. Bottom line is she was all fucked up on something. This chick obviously isn't like a normal law-abiding citizen just going about her business. And boom, had a seizure. Oops, hate when that happens. All right. So let's go on to the next topic, shall we? Because we got some good ones to get to here. Starting with the lieutenant governor, an update with Leigha Genduso. Every week, have you been following this whole saga with this chick?
I am kind of up to date.
Yeah. So obviously, it's like 3 weeks old now. We broke the story. A state trooper named Leigha Genduso has his past life as a pot dealer. And she'd been testifying against a boyfriend. She first committed perjury in front of the grand jury, which she later admitted. She got immunity for basically admitting that she laundered $275,000 to a rapey lawyer, that she, done all sorts of shady shit, selling tons of pot. Like, not that I have anything against pot, but whatever, it's illegal. If you're selling pot, you've pretty much given up on the idea of becoming a state trooper. But she didn't, because she knew people. And one of the people that she apparently knows is our own lieutenant governor, Karyn Polito. Because we found Leah's Instagram page. And there she is, arm in arm, with the lieutenant governor and Dan Ristine, her chud stuffer that was, that got her. He's the lieutenant colonel that just resigned in disgrace after we exposed him. And there she is, right? Well, all of a sudden, Karyn Polito comes out to Howie Carr. Howie Carr calls her up, and he goes, wants to know what's going on with that. And she goes, this is her quote. This is a direct quote. "You're leaping to the conclusion that I know this woman. I take thousands of pictures, Howie. I don't know where she lives. I don't know that she lives in Shrewsbury." So they both happen to be from the same town. There's 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. They're from the same freaking town. There's pictures of them at fancy events at the Seaport District. Like, there's like 15, 20 people in this whole picture. All right. It's obviously everyone's dressed up. It's fancy. You don't just go up to a random person you don't know from your own town and somehow you got invited to whatever fucking event this is and be like, no.
Of course you do.
Of course you fucking know
you
him.
do.
I mean, how stupid does she think we are?
That's how it works, right?
Yeah. Okay, no, exactly. Like, seriously though, how stupid does she think we are? That she actually says this.
Very stupid.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't think people are stupid. She thinks people won't notice. There's a difference.
Yeah. What do you mean won't notice?
Nobody's gonna notice if I am shot in a Snapchat with,
but once she's caught, right? And Howie Carr confronts her with this, and she still goes, "I don't know that girl. I just took a picture with her. I take thousands of pictures." Like, how stupid does she think we are to believe that she doesn't know this chick? Does anybody out there believe Turtle Riders in the comments right now? Like, does anyone actually believe this chick? So somebody wants to know, is she still in psychiatric care? I assume she's out by now. I mean, it's been 3 weeks. We do need to do a follow-up on that to find out exactly what's going to happen. Last we heard, they took away her gun, her car, her dog, the whole 9 yards. She's fucked. She's on unpaid leave, which is never a good sign. So Mark does not believe her. He goes, good chance of that happening. She's friends with that annoying chick from WAF, and they would never bring it up on air. So that brings us to another point. A lot of people have said, how come you're not going after Danielle and the Hillman for this? Because she is like besties with Danielle from the morning show. All right. First of all, Danielle and Hillman are big supporters of Turtleboy. They always have been. Like, they've been following us for years. They've had us on their show. And that's not the reason that we're not bringing them up. The reason that we're not bringing them up is because it's irrelevant. Like, Danielle is not an elected official. She's not a state cop. She's a radio host from Boston who happens to be friends with a chick who used to sell pot. Like, that's not her fault. So she really has nothing to do with it. However, the Hillman happens to be good buddies with Charlie Baker. And that's what I want to know is, like, where the hell is Charlie Baker with all this? He still has not commented on this. It's been like weeks, and he still has not said a word about it. All right. So nobody is actually buying any of this shit. And here's another thing that we found out. We go on the Massachusetts State Police website, and we see the rules about the canine unit. So this is her big thing. She was on the front page of Blower magazine, which is like a cop selling, outfit, whatever magazine. And she's there with the dog. She was like, and obviously this is a meme that's been done over here. But you go on there, right? And on their page, it specifically says that in order to become a canine officer, you must be on the force for at least 5 years. She got on in 5 freaking minutes. 5 minutes. So nothing, no rules whatsoever seem to apply to this one.
Not suspicious at all.
Nothing. And it's like, she knows the lieutenant governor. She knows the lieutenant colonel. She's good friends with the former colonel, Marion McGovern. All these people, all these high-ranking big shots. She's friends with all of them. All right. And she gets in. But obviously somebody had to, like, pass her through. That's what I want. I feel like 20 people should be fired for this. You know what I mean? Like, do you know? Are you friends with
That's the problem. Like, actually, it's not the problem. This is actually the answer to it. The fact that you're talking about this right now, because most times and every time it just happens. Nobody pays attention to it.
Well, now they are though. Here's the thing. I thought this story would be a lot bigger. To be perfectly honest with you, I really did. Like when we did that Bebo story.
Well, it's hard to be big when you keep getting shut down.
That's true too. I guess so. Yeah, maybe. But I feel like when the Boston Globe stole our story first, but then the Boston Globe ran with it and they actually credited with us twice, which is very weird because I hate the Boston Globe and I kind of hate the fact that they actually recognize it. I'd prefer them as an enemy, but whatever.
Well, they kind of have to recognize where they got the information from.
But they don't.
That makes sense.
I mean, the Boston Herald had no problem being like, nope. They just didn't mention us at all. Like, we randomly found this on our own. It's like, okay. So Beth is saying that Hillman asked Charlie Baker about Genduso Friday. What I think he asked, because I was listening, he asked him about general problems with the state police. And that goes back to the Bebo thing, too. And so I don't think he actually mentioned the name Leigha Genduso, did he? Unless I'm mistaken. I don't think he actually mentioned that name. Do you listen to Hillman out there? Do you get him out there? Do you get AAF?
I have no idea, to be quite honest.
Oh, you got Bax and
I
O'Brien.
don't think so.
You get Bax and O'Brien. That's what you get.
Yeah, we get Bax and O'Brien.
Yeah, they're good shit. They have us on too sometimes. How many state troopers anonymously contacted Turtleboy Sports about her in the beginning? Just one. Just one. Actually, we wrote about her, if you recall, months ago when it was when we were doing a story about her boyfriend, Dan Ristine, right? And some people messaged us and they were like, this girl's fucking cut the line. She's done all this shit. A lot of people, I'm like, you know what? The story's not about her. It's about her boyfriend. Until we got that email one day on a Friday night. And it's like, here's a 109-page testimony of her testifying all this shit that she's a drug dealer. And I'm like, what are the, like, it's like Merry Christmas falls in your lap. One fucking cop sends us that. We blog about it. And then all of a sudden the floodgates open, which is a good thing and a bad thing because you have no idea how many stupid tips we get on a daily basis now. Like every single day I go to the Turtleboy email. Turtleboy, you need to check out corruption in Abington. Turtleboy, you need...
Right, it's just a bunch of people being like, hey, look at this, look at that.
Yeah, like...
But
like
in the mix...
and my favorite part is they never send you anything. They're always like, Turtleboy, you need to investigate what the Board of Selectmen are doing in North Grosvenor. They are
Believe me.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, do you have like a link? They're like, oh, no. I thought that's what you did. You investigated. I'm like, no, we don't pull stories out of our ass. You send us shit, information, okay? We get hundreds of emails and messages a day. If you don't send us actual shit, I'm not wasting time on your story. So pro tip out there. Let's see. Get your facts straight. All right. Anyway, they don't protect their own. They don't think they don't protect their own. This is just an example of it. But that's the thing, Dan, right? Is troopers were the ones that ratted on them, right? Like troopers hate this shit. People that like the troopers that show up to work every day and do their job, and they see people like Leigha Genduso climbing, and meanwhile they're stuck in freaking Russell or Cheshire or some shit like that, or Lee, God forbid. And they're like, fuck this chick. I wish I had a nice tits and ass. I wouldn't be stuck out here. All right. So that's what pushed you over the top is what it meant. Oh, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. I love Turtleboy Esteban. We love you, too. We love you, too. All right, let's go on to the next thing. Diane Williamson. All right. So Diane.
The one I didn't read, so you're going to have to fill me in on
All right, so you're not from Central Mass, so you probably don't know. You don't know who Diane Williamson is, do you?
Nope.
All right, so I hope you're listening, Diane. That's how irrelevant you are. She doesn't even know who you are. And I bet you a lot of turtle riders out there are like, who the fuck's Diane Williamson? And why the hell am I supposed to care about it? Well,
it looks like a chode.
She looks like a toad? Is that what you said? A toad? A chode, yeah, that she does. Well, a toad's pretty accurate, too. So, Diane Williamson is a columnist for the Turtlegram and Gazette. All right? And she's been there for like 30 years. And there's been times where she's kind of witty, and I kind of like her columns, and she's been okay at times. She announces she's not doing it anymore, and she was okay. And then this happened. Donald Trump happened. Donald Trump getting elected turned normally rational people into psychopaths. There's no everybody on both sides. It's brought out the worst in everyone. That's like
it really has.
He's best at is just bringing out the worst in everyone. And so now
you're fired. So
you're fired. Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's remarkable to watch it all happen. And Diane Williamson, every fucking column she wrote was about Trump. And people don't read the Worcester Telegram and Gazette to read about Trump. If I want to read, watch some, witty Trump bashing, I can turn on Colbert. I can turn on Seth Meyers. I can turn on Bill Maher. I can watch actual famous people with professional writers making jokes for them. I can watch them. I don't need to read Diane Williamson for that. But it's all she fucking wrote about. 24/7. Trump, 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 Trump. All right? And so, whatever. she started going off the walls. And in June, she posts this picture that you're now seeing on her Facebook page, and we blogged about it. She goes, I blew out a tire tonight on the west side, and a stranger called AAA and waited with me for 40 minutes. And then this happened. I love the woo. And she shows a picture of his naked ass. So this tow truck driver, she's not a AAA customer. She's using someone else's AAA, which is illegal, mind you. And so this guy's nice enough to, like, fix her fucking tire anyway. And what does she do? She's like, I'm going to take a picture of his ass, and I'm going to put it on my Facebook page. And then me and all my love Trump hates friends are going to mock him and make jokes about how nasty that is. Too funny, disgusting. It's just, oh, God, I hate these people, West. I fucking hate them. Like, these people,
No, it's good for the goose. It's not good for the gander. It doesn't work like that anymore.
aren't they such hypocrites?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the
That's the
people
whole point.
that act so outraged over everything.
But you can't, and once you point it out, it's like, well, no, you're discriminating against me. No, I'm not. Shut the fuck up. You just did the same thing I did to you a week ago, and now you're pissed off. Like,
yeah. And
that's
so,
how it always is.
so, like, instead of just admitting she made a mistake, she's like, not that the trolls will care, but this is not a case of fat shaming. That's exactly what it is. If he wasn't fat, it wouldn't be funny. What are you talking about? It's a butt crack picture of a guy. I made sure he couldn't be identified, and it was just like, and blah, blah, blah. And so,
It's a joke when you do it.
yeah, how'd you like your fucking nasty ass to be all over the internet? Like, you're a public figure with a publicly viewable Facebook page. I don't like.
Does she have a public figure, though? Who is she again?
That's a good point. Around Worcester, let me just say, around Worcester, everybody knows who this chick is. But I think she thinks she's like bigger than that. There's a reason you never heard of her. If you're stuck at the same newspaper for 30 years in some bullshit city like Worcester, you're not very good at your job. That's the bottom line. Like, you'd be offered a job somewhere else. So anyway, she writes this whole apology column, and she doesn't really apologize. She just blames Turtleboy for being mean to her and blah, 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 whatever. All right. Well, she's retiring, like I said, and she writes, she goes, you guys are too kind. Thanks for the well wishes. I'm grateful beyond words. I'm going to miss comments like this. And it's from a woman named Monique Tremblay, who I'm pretty sure is a fake account. I don't know if Monique's with us tonight. I know I see her in the comments sometimes. Monique goes, a horrible human being who hurt many innocent people to advance her own agenda, childless, unmarried, cold-hearted, and a mediocre writer at that. All right. And so they're blaming Turtleboy.
Hey, Monique.
I know, but they go, Turtleboy is, she goes, a fake profile? Is there anyone we know who maintains a squadron of phony Facebook identities to troll people, blah, blah, blah? So they think it's fucking us. Like, everything on the fucking internet is Turtleboy now. This is turtle derangement syndrome. All right. So
that's the best part about it.
Yeah. Anyway, like, this woman, right? I find out I've been talking to Diane for years now. We had a little friendly rapport. She used to always message us and be like, Turtleboy, great work, like, all the time. I really admire your work, blah, blah, blah. She actually, I'm like, you can come blog for us whenever. She's like, I'll keep that in mind. She never took us up on it, though. And so she goes, I spoke to, we find out that she's been telling us that her boss, Karyn Weber, the editor of the Turtlegram, has been answering her stories. She frequently, she told us, wanted to cite Turtleboy in her writing, right, as a source, but she was told she could not. And it all comes back to back when we were exposing this shady nonprofit called Mosaic Cultural Complex, who had been, collecting taxpayer money and then not spending it on appropriate things. And we found out that, like, their timesheets were all fraudulent. And then we see this is the best part. This is the best part. The CEO of this company, Brenda Jenkins, this is her kid who's on the payroll of Mosaic. He goes on his Facebook page, and this is what he writes. To all my street N-words, we've been wasting our time and our lives in these streets. This systematic racism done got us again. They got us banging for turf and killing each other over blocks and drugs and graveyard beef. and who got what, how much she got. When the real hustle is on community-based organization nonprofits, all you got to do is play on white guilt, speak the linguistics, how the culture apply for the grants, find a couple of dumb N-words that's trying to change their lives, play on the need for that change, give them the little perks to reaffirm that change is coming, and N-word, you're sitting on a conglomerate, an empire, an untapped source of power. Like, this is amazing. Like, I read this and I'm like, wow, this is like a full-fledged confession that, like, we don't do shit. We just play off white guilt and make them give us money. It was, like, fucking awesome. So we broadcast this. Mosaic's done immediately after that. And Diane wants to cite us as a source. But her boss tells her they can't, okay? And she goes, the column was spiked, blah, blah, blah. She said, we're going to circle back on this. And so, her boss tells her we can't do it. Our position is that you're anonymous and lack credibility. And you're mean to us. And that you're mean to us. I argue that shouldn't matter one bit. So the newspaper in central Massachusetts is not using us as a source. They're stealing our stories and pretending we don't exist. Why? Because according to Diane Williamson, you're mean to us. Now, I've kept this in for so long because I didn't want to get her in trouble at work. I really didn't. But now that she's not working there, I said, fuck it. Okay? And she's like, it's all your fault. Like, you got me in trouble. They talk about you all the time there. It's our editor. I said we look so like she had my back 1,000% on this. Okay? 1,000%. And she even goes about her boss. It's insane. Karen Weber doesn't know what she's doing. Blah, blah, blah. Such utter bullshit that I'm being disloyal to the company. She goes, I asked if they were firing me. They said no. I expressed disappointment, so that didn't go over well. And she's like, I'm trying to get fired. This woman, by the way, Western Man, has a slight drinking problem. And once she starts hitting the wine,
don't we all?
Yeah, she's a little heavy on the sauce though. And whenever she goes heavy on the sauce, then she starts messaging Clarence and blah blah blah. Somebody goes to be a fly in the meanwhile in that room. I mean, it's just so perfect. So anyway, Diane Williamson, after we write this blog, this is like an hour later. She's definitely been drinking at this point. If she's not drinking, I'm really confused. Because
I bet you entertained her.
Oh, yes. So she goes, this is how she starts it off. It's fucking amazing. She's definitely drinking. You're a real asshole. You're a real asshole.
Drink her at all. I can't even imagine
okay.
that.
You would think by now, by the way, she would have learned. Like, anything you write to Clarence, he's going to screenshot it and put it on the blog. So don't put anything up there that you don't want to see. So she does.
I mean, you gave parent warning.
Yeah, I told him. She knows. I just fucking wrote a blog about you. What are you thinking? She goes, all right, so you're a real asshole. No integrity, no class. Not sure I've ever known such a horrible human being. Not sure how you live with yourself, but at least no one advertises with you anymore or reads you anymore. Karma must suck, you small, disgusting man. Meanwhile, on this picture of her, there is an ad I am clicking out of now. Okay? But no one else advertises with us. Meanwhile, there's ads all over the fucking page. By the way, it's the first time in my life I've ever heard someone say, there's not enough ads on Turtleboy. Usually they're always just like, fucking ads. What the fuck's with all these ads, Turtleboy? According to Diane, we got nothing. But it's just amazing. You small, disgusting man. Oh, God, I love it. I love it. You're a total loser.
You little troll, you.
I know. You're trying to compensate because you're a short little wimp who nobody likes. And I'm like, well, millions of people read this, so that's kind of weird.
Quickly, tell me what happened to Diane.
Yeah, so first of all, look at her with this crown. Every picture she makes, there's some sad drunkard face like that. Like, that's the face of a drunkard. I don't care. And Diane knows it too. Seek help, Diane. So she goes, you're old news. You know it, you cretin. Have a good life, asshole. And I'm like, did you miss that whole Trooper Gate story? You're always seeking validation. You're pathetic. No, you don't. People hate you, and they make fun of you, except for your dwindling followers. Okay, Someday your children will be ashamed of you. I feel bad for them, actually. My children already are ashamed of me. My daughter ain't that old, and like she already fucking makes faces when I say she already is old enough to know. And Turtleboy Jr. is way old enough to know. Like when I'm doing stupid shit, they fucking roll their eyes. Like they know when I'm fucking with them now. Like they're already ashamed of me. Like when I get older, I'm gonna make stupid fart jokes in front of their friends, and they're gonna be like, I don't know him. Like so, like that's not even an insult, right? Parents out there. I mean, are you ashamed of your parents, Western Mass Turtle Girl? Have you ever been ashamed as a kid?
No, I love my parents, but I don't have any kids. I'm like totally disappointing myself for not procreating at this
Oh, you
point.
will eventually. Well, we got plenty of. Oh, I know a guy.
I think I'm running out of time.
I know a guy in Shrewsbury. You'll have to be his slave, though.
What?
That's the thing.
Are you kidding me?
He's looking to spread his seed around, I think.
You're really trying to pawn me off in the Shrewsbury guy.
All right, fine. Are there any turtle
now?
riders out there that would like to procreate with Western Mass Turtle Girl? If there are.
No, stop.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
That.
I thought I was going to start a
Not
site
a
called.
thing right now.
Okay, I was going to start a thing
We're
called
not doing this.
turtlesonly.com. And you look at her like a cat lady, and then she's like, "No, you're such."
I'm not a cat lady. I like dogs, actually.
Oh no, I was talking
more
about
than
Diane.
cats. I like cats too.
I was talking about
And
Diane.
snakes. I
Don't
love
worry.
snakes.
You like snakes? Okay, that's good. Better than cats. She goes, "You're such a dick. It's gonna come back and bite you even more than it already has." And my editor is twice the journalist you'll ever be. My editor. Keep in mind, she literally just told us my editor has no idea what she's doing. All right. She doesn't lie. She has integrity, blah, blah, blah. I've had a stellar 3 decades career. Yeah, so stellar that nobody outside of the 508's ever fucking heard of you. I'm still responding to people who've reached out, something you will never experience. I'm like, Diane, the Telegram and Gazette advertises on Turtleboy Sports. I show her a picture of it. I'm like, look, there's an ad. Your newspaper considers us so relevant and so important that they pay us to be seen. And so she's like, that's fake news, blah, blah, blah. And then she tells us, I haven't had a raise in fucking 30 years. It sucks to be you, Diane. Sucks to be you. So let's see what people are saying about this. Sounds like she has wet brain. Mass chicks love Western Mass. Never mind. All right. Got nudes. People want to know if you have nudes. Western Mass Turtle Girl.
No.
No nudes.
Absolutely.
And eventually they're going to ask you if you jump in the ladies' pond. Do you dip in the ladies' pond at all?
Why is that always the question?
Because it's just a tradition at this point. It's a tradition. I don't know.
But I haven't in a while.
Oh, that's a great answer. Oh, on that, well, tell you what, the Diane Williamson loves the ladies' pond, and I heard she's looking. So if you're interested.
No, I don't want a Diane Williamson. I don't even remember that story, to be honest.
All right, let's get to the good stuff here. Shrewsbury Sex Master. All right, so this comes to our attention about 2 weeks ago. It was reported in the news that there was a home invasion in the lovely town of Shrewsbury, which is odd because Shrewsbury is kind of a wealthy town, and it happens in a nice neighborhood. And the guy goes on TV named Steve Levine. He's a local realtor that pretty much everyone in Shrewsbury and in Northborough has hired this guy to sell or buy their home. Like, he's very successful. He's won awards and stuff like that. He's a very well-known person in the community. All right. So basically, he starts telling different stories, though. He says he's with his girlfriend, and they busted in, and they pinned her down. She screamed, and I ran. And they only took, he goes, do you want to die? Do you want to die? And they took my wallet, and they left. All right, so time out. First of all, if you're going to make up a lie, don't say that your girlfriend screamed and I ran. That's not a good look. Number two, why would they only steal a wallet? Don't you think that sounds strange? Western Mass. I mean, do you believe that they only took a wallet?
No.
I mean, like, have you ever had your home invaded? I mean, I've never had my home invaded. I mean, I've been robbed before, but home invasion is different. When it's a home invasion, usually that means they're there for one thing.
He was trying to deflect.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. When I saw this, I'm like, home invasion? Like, home invasions happen to drug dealers. That's, if your home is invaded, chances are they are there for the stash. Like, that's, everybody knows that. All right. And, you know, he goes and tells Fox News a completely different story. He tells Fox News, he goes that I heard her scream. I ran into there. So he doesn't run away. I ran into there. One of them came after me with knives. So I grabbed a broomstick. I didn't get too far with that. I broke it over his head, I think. I didn't do any good. And he brings out the fucking broomstick. And we're like, okay. So that got our radar up about this. And so we kind of post about it in the Shrewsbury page. And we're like, does anybody believe this actually happened? And it's overwhelming. People say no. Then we get an email after this. People start talking about this. And they're like, he got rich in real estate, and he has all these 18 to 21-year-old girls over there, okay? And he's got a sex website in which he's like they're slaves for him. And so we go to this website called fetlife.com, and we go on his page, which is down now, and we see all these fucking videos, which we cannot show you because we're broadcasting live from Facebook, but they're up on the Twitter account at House of Many Comes. And we told people not to click on it, but like 50,000 people clicked on it anyway because you people are a bunch of perverts. But here's some pictures we can show you. These are the girls. Now, I've seen all three of these girls right here doing unspeakable things. They might look innocent. This one on the right, though, can you see the screen, Western Mass Turtle Girl? Are you watching this?
Yeah, I see the screen.
Yeah, so like this girl on the right, what the fuck is up with that face? I mean, do these look like normal girls to you?
No, this is a cult.
It is, right? That's exactly what it is. It's a fucking cult.
It's a cult.
Yes. I mean, okay, there's a difference between BDSM and a cult. I'm not into BDSM. I understand some people
I don't even know what that means. It's BDSM?
I don't know what it stands for either. All I know is it involves...
BDSM. What does that mean?
Yeah, can somebody tell us what
Explain.
BDSM means? I know it involves chains and whips. And just like, you know, there's a guy in charge, a dominatrix.
What is the acronym?
That's a great question. If anybody knows the acronym, Big Dick.
BDSM? Anybody?
Big Dick, suck me?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. That's a good question. I never asked. All I know is...
Well, you're throwing it around like you know what I mean.
Well, I know what it involves. It involves whips and chains and guys in spandex.
Yeah, that used to be S&M. When I was a kid, it was S&M.
Okay. S&M.
What's BDSM?
I don't fucking know. All I know is...
Well, let's find that out then, though.
Well, if somebody in the comments wants to let us know, we're all ears. This is what happens when you don't know who your baby is, the true definition of daddy issues. Handcuffs, they say handcuffs. I guess it is. All right. So anyway, I look at this chick, right? And it's just like, these chicks clearly are not mentally right. And you go and they're all wearing the fucking collars. They're all into it. And they look like they're fucking 14. These don't look like adults, do they?
Well, the rule is that they have to wear a collar.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, we found out the answer. It's bondage. Nicholas is telling us it's bondage, domination, sadism, and machoism. I thought it would be something a lot better than that. But
Boy.
Yeah.
And like, there's like all sorts of emojis right under the definition.
I know. And so you go on this, right? And you're like, all right, so we can't show you the pictures, but here's a quick summary. He's got some pictures where he's got all four girls lined up as a footstool as he watches TV.
Yep.
And he's resting his freaking remote control on them and his, Diet Coke and shit. There's other pictures with all these people with tattoos, tying chicks up in the basement. And there's other ones where there's pictures of like an ass that is covered in blood. So it's like, this isn't just like you're into bondage. This is like you're into fucking bleeding and like physical pain that hurts. There's girls in cages that are way too small for them. Like eat your heart out, Laughlin Kennel. There's pictures of them in broad daylight at Prospect Park, hanging from ropes in a gazebo. There's pictures of one girl. Okay, she's got clothespins stuck to her skin, hundreds of them. She's got some type of electric pad on her that's like shocking her, and it's right next to the vajayjay region. And it's just like, it's just full frontal, nanny, all that shit. And you're like, what? Okay, whatever. But then there's random pictures of like food. Like he made fucking Mickey Mouse pancakes one day and he put it up there. Like, at the house of many comes, we feed you too. Girls have tattoos that say I love daddy on them. There's obviously videos of him getting blowies. And there's one picture of a girl down on all four knees in his living room, and there's a fucking frozen playhouse in his living room. Right. And there's also like a sippy cup there. And it turns out this guy has fostered like 40 foster kids. And I'm sorry. When you're dealing with foster kids, you know these people are fucked up. And obviously these girls are fucked up to be involved in this too. Doesn't that seem a little bit like grooming to you?
I mean, when people have foster kids, why are they allowed to have like an unlimited amount? Shouldn't they just be allowed to have like one or two?
I don't think.
Why are they allowed to have like 500 foster kids? That's not fair.
Well, they don't come at the same time. You know, they're in and out. But the bottom line is, like, with these people, like, you're not like they're damaged goods, and the girls that he's getting are obviously damaged goods too. And there he is. He forgot to take his picture. He kept his picture out.
Right, but people lost the count of these people too. Like all these people that are under his care, where are they? They're supposed to be taking care of these people.
Who's under?
Or at least knowing where they are.
What do you mean?
All the people that. Never mind.
Do you understand how foster care works? I don't think you're familiar with it. I had to prep you on. So basically, my point here is that, like, he puts all these girls' pictures on there, right? Naked. This will be on the internet fucking forever. But he doesn't have the balls to put his own face on there. Why? Because he's Steve Levine, the realtor around town. He can't have his face around there. But he kept it in one picture, and there he is. He's even got fucking the BDSM tattoo on his fucking arm. This is the worst midlife crisis I've ever seen. My commitment to the art of shibari. Oh, fuck that. Art of shibari. Dude, you're into fucking bondage porn. Get over it. And you see, the best of the rules. Did you happen to read the rules?
Yeah, I did. I read the ones that you said.
Obviously, my favorite one was number 7. And this rule number 7 is a very serious rule. There's no spitting or dribbling allowed here. We don't allow people to waste cum. If you're not going to swallow it, please don't start. It's way too precious to waste, which is why I eat pineapple every day. My cum has received 4-star Yelp reviews from anyone who visits. One asset, of course, is that I cum quite often, so it's fresh as can be and hasn't been sitting around in there for days getting stanky. It's kind of like buying your ice cream at the dairy farm. Like, what the fuck? Oh, yep. Good God. I mean, there's a pineapple shortage in Shrewsbury. I don't know if you heard. But it's like, wow, do not fuck with this guy's cum. And then it gets weirder. If after a few visits you're asked to be a permanent part of the group and you agree, you'll be taken to pick out your own collar. That's a very special day for all of us and something to be cherished. Once you're collared, we will talk about other rules. For example, when your collar is on, only I can take it off. If you need to shower, just come to me and I'll remove it after, you blow me. If you accidentally leave here with it on, come back to have it taken off. You'll typically have a discreet collar to wear at all times and your regular collar to wear here. So even when they leave, they still have a quote-unquote discreet collar, okay?
Right.
So, yeah, the pineapple.
It's like a choker.
I love people with the pineapple.
It's like a necklace, baby.
I know. The pineapple emojis are so hot right now that people are sharing. Pineapples are so. I'll never look at pineapples the same. You can't order a Hawaiian pizza in Shrewsbury. I'm sorry, people. You're gonna have to go to Worcester. They're all out of pineapples in Shrewsbury. And so,
where is Shrewsbury? I don't even know where that is.
Shrewsbury is one town east of Worcester. It's a very wealthy town. It's probably the wealthiest suburb of Worcester. It's on the way to Boston.
That's a very unfortunate situation then.
Yeah, there's a body. Yeah, so like this is great. Everybody in Shrewsbury has been talking about this, and I do feel bad because he has 3 children, and he has a wife, an ex-wife. I apologize, who is sick. and they have to deal with this on top of that. And I, we struggle with this one because we knew about this one. I didn't write this story. This was South Shore Turtle Girl, and she came to me with it, and I'm like, look it, I don't want to do this to his kids. I don't want to do this to his family, but this is a fucking danger. I mean, do you think this guy's dangerous?
I mean,
they're adults. Supposing they're adults, what do you think of that? Because I've seen some people defend this and be like, they're 18, whatever. I mean, what do you think? What do Turtle Writers think in the comments? What do you think? Were you there, Western Mass Turtle Girl?
I'm waiting.
People think you're high.
I'm going to say the wrong thing right now.
Yeah. All right. So, well, let me hear. So do you think, be the devil's advocate then? Is this not a big deal? You with us? Oh, you're high.
I'm here.
You're high as shit. All right. So let's see. How can anybody feel bad for his family? These people knew when he brought the hose to Thanksgiving. But that's the thing, Kristen. It's not his family. He brought these hoes to his sister's house. So his kids don't know about this. His kids are all adults. They're moved out of the house. They legitimately probably had no fucking idea this is going on. Although it is kind of strange that you have like a new young girlfriend. That's like 60-year-old men don't get 19-year-old girlfriends fucking out of nowhere. It's just not something that happens. He's running the coal rain train. He's a creep. And how can she hesitate? This guy's batshit crazy. Yeah, you're losing fans out here, Western Mass Turtle Girl. You didn't jump on this guy. How is this guy not? All right, so here's the thing. He hasn't done, and people are saying you're going there right now. That's why you're kind of like turned on by this. But that's just a theory. People are like, he's a predator. So why do you guys think he's a predator, right? If they're legal. And here, all right, here's what I think about this. I think this is a guy going through a bad midlife crisis who desperately wants to get laid, and he figures I got all this money, right? But he crossed a serious fucking line, a serious line when he preys on these girls. Because there's a lot of chicks in the BDSM community that are not like damaged fucking goods. There's a lot. All right. And you saw in these girls' testimonials, they left fucking testimonials. By the way, they're not allowed to open the doors, which sounds a lot like, now yous can't leave. And,
it's like a prison.
Yeah, exactly. And some people are saying in the comments, I apologize, one of these girls left a testimonial that like, I want to get to it here about like leaving her house. She goes, it seems impossible. It's been a year goes by, a year, blah, blah, I'm in love with you. They call him sir. I was immediately captivated. I'm in love with you. Come. But which, by the way, is the corniest name I've ever heard. The House of Many Comes. Give me a break. She goes, here's my birthday. It's just nasty fucking shit. Where is the good one here? Oh, here it goes. She goes, I had worn collars prior to meeting Sir, but I had never had a collar that I considered mine. And I had never imagined how much wearing a piece of leather.
Yeah, the collar thing is totally disturbing.
Yeah. When I had worn collars previously, they were solely for play, led me around in a leash. I knew other people wore them, blah, blah, blah. After all this time, all this shit. When I wear his collar, I feel my submission pulsating through me, comforting me, ready to please. I don't remember when I kneel before him, all this shit. And the bottom line is, at one point, one of these girls in the testimonials goes, like, this is the one where she goes, red has never been a happy color for me. It's the color that bled from my self-inflicted cuts along my thighs. The color that coated the stairs when my mom drank too much and hit her head. So her mom fucking died. She watched
not disturbing at all.
Yeah, I cut myself. All this shit. I'm sorry. If a girl, an 18, 19-year-old girl comes to you and she's like, like all this shit, like, I cut myself. I watched my mom die. Red, the color red triggers me. What you should not do as a guy is be like, oh, cool. I can use you for sex. I can use your body to get off. Like, is that illegal? No. But you're kind of a complete piece of shit, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're a manipulator.
And I feel like the community has a right to know about that. Because this is the kind of guy that could go out there and, like, find vulnerable people in town and bring them to it. You know, a lot of these girls, they're college students, right? One girl is here from California, we're told. And she's like, their parents don't know that she moved out of her dorm and she's doing this shit. And yeah, she's an adult. She has a right to do whatever the fuck she wants. Okay? He requires STD testing, somebody said. Yes, he does. That's like in his rules. They have to get tested like every other day. But it's kind of on the honor system. They're like, if you have sex with someone outside of here, you need to let us know. But he doesn't like that. You know, I can distinctly remember when I was sitting in school, dining hall, waiting for another boy to pick me up, and Sir messages me and all. You got to read. Go and read these sometime, people. It's fucking insane. Absolutely fucking insane. He didn't pick older women experienced in BDSM. He picked young, damaged ones. That's a great point, Christy. You could have taken anybody, right? Anybody. He chose the damaged ones. I wonder if these girls, let's see, what else are people? People just keep doing the fucking pineapple. He exploited the girls for his own pleasure. I mean, that's the fucked up part. Like, you got money, you can find like a 40-year-old chick, right? Like, you can find some chick if you need to get off, whatever, right? But like to do it with these chicks, you got to go see the pictures. It's sad. If this was my fucking kids doing that, I mean, that would be fucking deflating. You know, I don't know. It'd be sad to watch all that happen. But anyway, ironically, he like posted this message like 3 years ago. He got into it. He runs one of those community pages called Shrewsbury Mass. And there's the image, by the way, that we kind of blurred out there. He ran a community page called Shrewsbury Mass. And on the page a few years ago, he kicked a girl out because she was like 21 years old in college. And he goes, "You're not mature enough to handle this page." So what he meant to say to her is like, you are mature and old enough to come over to the house of many comes and be locked in a cage and then blow me 8 to 10 times a day. But it's okay because it tastes like pineapples. That's okay. But you cannot participate in my Facebook page because you're not emotionally ready for that. That shows what he thinks of girls this age, right? That you're too stupid and moronic to like participate in a conversation about like who I'd recommend for a landscaper. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's see what people are saying here. That woman Lynn was very informative about the BDS. Yeah, we had a great podcast the other day. You guys should listen to, in which we interviewed a woman involved in this. And by the way, this guy is banned from BDSM kink shows. They have kink conventions. He took his harem of girls to a convention and got kicked out because he started tying her up and she started doing the whole red thing, which means let go of me, and he didn't. He's banned. Like, if you get kicked out of the fucking kink community, you got fucking issues. You got issues. People are saying pineapple yogurt's now dead to me. It's certainly a new day. If it's easy to get 4 girls over to be my ottoman, yeah, seriously. Never thought that day would come. He is known around to be a cocky, arrogant prick. Normal women don't fall for his bullshit. I mean, I guess so. It is a tough one, man. I do feel bad for his family. I don't feel bad for him. He did, the day after we blogged about this, he threatened to kill himself several times, and someone called the cops on him. They rushed to his house, and he was still threatening suicide. I mean, it's just all a big thing for attention. Like, oh, feel bad for me now, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to kill myself. It's like, dude, you did this. You put all this shit out there on the internet. You could have just had this whole kink shit in your basement, but instead he chose to do it, you know, put them out there on the internet. Like, do these people not understand how the internet works, Western Mass Turtle Girl?
No, nobody understands how the internet works. They clearly do not. That's why we're talking right now.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Because there wouldn't be much of a story without him putting all that shit out there on the internet. People say he has no problem putting the girls' faces online, but he's never shown. Why not? He doesn't care about them. Exactly my point, Janice. I mean, that's exactly the point. He acts like he loves these girls. Oh, I love my girl. Bitch, you love what they do to you. You love the fact that they make you feel like the man. You love the fact that you can use them for many comes, as you call it. Many comes.
Yes, yeah. Many comes.
All right, so Rafa wants to know, we've reached the Ask Turtleboy segment of the night. They want you to know what kind of weed are you smoking?
Oh, I don't know. What's the name of it, Crystal?
Told you she was high. I told you.
I don't know. We kind of grinded it up in a grinder, and then we just threw in the bowl, smoked it.
Yeah, there you
Like
go.
a little salad.
Yeah, there you go. With a little salad. Do they have internet?
Yeah.
Do they have internet in Western Mass? Someone wants to know.
Of course, we have internet.
They do have internet out there. So good question, Rafa. All right. The name of the house wants me to kick puppies. I mean, seriously, the house of many comes, not the house of several comes, or the house of frequent, or semi-daily comes. The house of many comes, and the way they would write about it, like, me and my girls are gonna come over for playtime, and like we're gonna draw and color and do all. It's like it was fucking sick, man. It's twisted. All right. So, any other questions you guys have for Uncle Turtle Boy or Western Mass Turtle Girl? Now's your chance to get it out. Let us know. Now we'll answer anything we can. I know it's not the same without the main page being here, which, by the way, it's looking better to get that back. We are filing a lawsuit in court. We have actually a lawyer. It's coming this week. It's by no means is it any sort of guarantee the page will get back. But one thing has been guaranteed as a result of this. Facebook must respond to us now. They can no longer ignore us. So potentially we can get that page back. But in the meantime, keep sharing this page because we just got this page back after a week of it being unpublished. Keep telling your friends. Keep doing it. So it looks like there's no comments. I'll give you guys 10 seconds if you guys want to ask us anything else, and then we're going to call it a night. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions, or I guess we answered all the questions for you. Thoughts on podcast with Black Lives Matter, dude? You turned him to a pretzel, need more. Yeah, I mean, I made mincemeat out of that guy with logic and facts. He didn't know what. I mean, he was a good sport about it. He gave it a good shot. Definitely subscribe to our iTunes. We're going to do more shit like that. Anytime anyone wants to challenge us, they can come on. They can get roasted with facts, too. I think you're giving the girls too much of a free pass. They saw what it was about on that FetLife page. They liked the free room and board and gifts, the stone cold lie to their parents. These are the young adults of the corner. I mean, that's a good point, Karsten. Okay, that's a good point. The girls, they knew, but at the same time, they're fucked up. They're engaging in prostitution. All right. But it's a fucked up thing. Star Wars or Star Trek, they both suck. Do you like either?
No, neither.
Yeah. I use the website. Facebook is Jump the Shark. But you're right here. Do I like pineapple on pizza? Elsa, God, I love you, El. No, I've never liked pineapple on pizza. I certainly hate it more now. Pineapples do not go in pizzas. They're fucking nasty. Pineapples go in fucking, Mai Tais. That's what pineapples go in. App for Android. Yeah, the app is available for download for Android. We shared a blog on that where you can click on a link. You just can't search for it on Google Play because it got flagged for pornography for some reason. But we're fixing that. I love you too. Oh, thank you very much. Can you ever forgive Coleraine? Absolutely not. Your wife might like it if you liked pineapple pizza. Yeah, I don't know. Mrs. Turtleboy, we have to get into whips and chains and shit. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'm ready to take that next step. And the question is, if I did get into the whole thing, would I be the dominatrix or the slave? I don't know. It seems
if
like
you're the liker of the pineapple.
It seems like a good deal being the dominatrix. No.
No.
I mean, what's the benefit of being the slave?
Pineapple liker, like that's the whole what we're talking about right now.
What?
Like, are you the one that likes pineapple, or is she the one that likes pineapple?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, she would have to be the one, right? Because I can't be the slave. It's just not who I am. I can't be a slave.
Well, the one that likes the pineapple is the submissive one, I would think.
Yeah, so that's not me. So, no, I don't like pineapples. I see what you're saying. When did Turtleboy start? I'm relatively new and so glad I found it. It's a great Janet. Janet, it started about 4 years ago as a small little mom and pop blog as a hobby. It evolved in September of 2014 when Busgate broke. It's the story that kind of popped cherries, got everyone talking Turtleboy, and we've grown nonstop. Since then, it turned to a business. It turned to a lifestyle. It turned into a revolution. So welcome, Janet, to the Turtleboy Sports Revolution. You're going to have a great time. I promise you that. Yeah. So, any other questions, random ones? What city group page is your favorite to get a story? It's got to be the Brockton Hub. They give us more shit than anyone else. Obviously, the Shrewsbury page was good shit for this week. Threw Up in Fall River is another classic page I love out there. I love some certain police pages give you good shit.
Springfield.
Yeah, is Western Mass Turtle Girl allowed to say what town she is from or working in?
Oops.
Are you?
Sorry.
Do you feel comfortable saying what town you're in? They want to know.
I watched the Springfield, Massachusetts police station page.
No, they want to know.
Put it out.
They want. Okay, so she's right near Springfield, basically. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm in that area.
Yeah, there's a lot of that could mean a lot of things. That could mean really nice, like fucking Long Meadow, or it could mean Holyoke. So it could be either one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is worse, Webster or Southbridge?
Oh, all right. Hang on. I'll give you a hint. I don't do heroin.
You don't do heroin. Okay.
Right.
So it's a town. Okay. Gotcha. East Longmeadow, somebody says. All right. Which is worse, Webster or Southbridge? That's an easy one. Southbridge. Webster at least has a lake and there's like nice homes on the lake. The rest sucks.
Yeah, they had that lake with a really long name.
Yeah. So you know Central Mass. Look at you. You're a cultured girl. Yeah, definitely Southbridge. There's no hope for Southbridge whatsoever. All right. So, any last minute questions, or are we calling it a night, people? All right. So, thank y'all for coming. Keep tuning into the podcast. Keep tuning in, all week, and we'll Tie My Shoe to exit here. I hope you guys like Tie My Shoe. The great band. No, freestyle next week. Oh, somebody, who's winning the NCAA tournament? Virginia. That's my guess, Virginia. Good night. All right, people. Thanks for coming. God, Elle. I love her so much. Can I just tell you that? Elle just does it for me every week. I'm a warrior. All right, people. We outside. Peace outside. How do we end this now? Hold on. End broadcast. Done. And end the